Hari Om and very good morning to everybody. So on 6th of August, let's have a discussion on the thought of the day. Yesterday we were discussing the 62, the verse number 62 of chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna was explaining to us a ladder of our own fall. When Lord Krishna insisted that everyone must learn to have self-control, then the average common man will always feel that, oh God, you are unnecessarily interfering in my life. So why are you interfering in my life and keeping on telling that control your senses, control your mind? My God, my Lord has made such a beautiful world actually, and He has gifted me with 5 senses and my mind, and with all this I am enjoying my life, and you are telling to control them. If I have to control my mind actually, so then God would not have created this beautiful world and would not have given me the 5 sense organs. Why are you telling that you stop it? So such a beautiful world with so much to see, feel, taste and enjoy, that is there. So when God has created and given all these things to me, things are there, instruments are also there, then why are you telling me not to enjoy and control? So this question several times comes to our mind as well as we ask. But this actually, the sensuous life, in order to justify that, when we tell this actually, this kind of a question is asked by the people who are wanting deeply to involve in this kind of a life. But in order to evolve from where we are at this moment, because human beings' life is not to simply lead a sensuous life and enjoy. Human beings' life, we get, it's a rare life, having one intellect also. So that is given to all of us to evolve ourselves from where you are now and to go higher in our life. That is the goal of our life. So we have to control our sense organs. If I don't control, what happens? I don't want to do. Then what will happen? Then we will slowly step down and fall until pranasyati. Nasha means destruction. Pranasyati means complete and total destruction. If we do not listen and we continue indulging in our sense organs and enjoying this world too much beyond control, then complete destruction will take place. It is a psychological dissection of a human personality which has been done in these stanzas. How it is to fall from a beauty and brilliance in order to complete destruction, that is told by the Lord. So because of our complete indulgence in senses, what happens to all of us? This is beautifully described in stanza 63, 64. These are well connected. Yesterday only we discussed up to 63. Krodhat bhavati sammohah shammoha smriti vibhramah smriti vansad buddhinashah buddhinashat pranashyati. This is 63. So yesterday we chanted ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्ते सुपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोभिजायते. If we keep on thinking about the Vishaya, means the objects or the outer world, using our sense organs, then sangaste supajayate, from there upajayate, what? Sangaste, so attachment is developed, and the more attachment we develop, keeping on thinking about it, then kamaha. So we keep on thinking, and then kama, see, attachment, slowly that turns into lust. Lust means strong desire to habit actually. Then kamat krodha vijayate. And if we cannot get, if our desire is not fulfilled, our lust is not fulfilled, then krodho vijayate. Then it turns into anger. And it is not only anger, it is wrath. Okay? And terrible anger. So, only a simple thought that slowly that turns into wrath actually. As drops of rain slowly take the form of a huge or the great river, and finally that river goes to the ocean. Similarly, a small thought converts into lust. And at the thought level, when it came as a small thought, if we are not controlling or stopping or killing at that particular time, then when it turns to be a loss, it is absolutely almost impossible to stop it or to control it. That's why at the beginning stage only we need to control that our mind and sense organs. Desire may be fulfilled, may not be fulfilled. If not fulfilled, krodha, or as I said, wrath erupts, and our anger, how much anger it will be, it depends on the intensity of our desire. How strong is our desire, that much will be our anger when our desire is not fulfilled. So after anger, what happens, that today we are going to discuss. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Now that krodha, when we get too much angry, then what happens? That our after krodha turns into sammoha. Sammoha means clouding our judgment capacity. Delusion takes place, that is sammoha, delusion. We do not understand what to do. Hita jnana ame bhuli jao. Our judgment capacity is lost. So the human beings can judge. That is the unique capacity. I should do, I should not do. So that capacity is gone. From krodha, delusion comes. And after that, sammohat smruti vibhramaha. Smruti is our memory. So after that we lose our memory power. Memory means here wisdom. Now wisdom is related to memory. See, I will say that okay, this food is very good. How do I know it is very good? Somebody asks you, do you like this particular food? So in past I have eaten, I know about it, so I tell okay, it is good. So my wisdom is related to my past memory. I gain wisdom by whatever I have read, I have learned in my past, and that is today my wisdom. So when krodhat bhavati sammoha, that person loses its capacity of judgment, and after that, that leads to smruti vibhramaha. He loses his memory, means wisdom. His wisdom is completely lost when somebody gets terribly angry. Smruti bhransad buddhi nashaha. And when the wisdom is lost, then he loses his intellect. The work of the intellect stops. That is the discrimination power. What is the work of intellect? It is to discriminate. I should not. This is power of intellect is to discriminate. And when human being loses the power of discrimination, he becomes an animal. Because human being only is having this power of discrimination. So he becomes an animal. After some time, when this animal instinct develops, then after that, buddhinashat pranasyati. Once the person loses and becomes, he is in delusion, and after that misconception takes place, our discriminative power is lost, then we are in terrible anger, then someone throws acid on the face, then someone kills another person, Then a son also goes forward to kill the mother. Several times we read in the newspaper, mother could not give food only to son and the son kills the mother. Mother does not give 10 rupees and son kills. And the sons are throwing the father and mother on the road every day. Now it is coming. And afterwards they only told, I don't know what happened to me that time. They repent over their action afterwards. But that very moment they do it. Reason, that small thought which came to the mind. Thought became attachment. Attachment became strong desire or lost. And when lost is not fulfilled, it is converted into krodha. And krodha became delusion or misconception. We did not understand sammoha. Then failing of wisdom or memory. And from Shmuti Bhansat, buddhinasa. Then vinasa kala viparita buddhi, we say now. Vinasa kala, this is vinasa kala. And here the buddhi is lost. And once the total memory is lost, and then we forget to discriminate between right and wrong, and the animalistic tendency develops for that moment, and we don't know what to do. We kill, we do whatever it cannot be imagined. So when we get angry, then these are the results, and a complete downfall takes place. So as soon as the sensuous thought takes place, immediately it has to be destroyed. At that moment only, in the seed form when it is coming to us, we should stop it. If we are not, then finally these kind of things will take place. So then how to come out of this? These 8 downfalls or the 8 steps towards our own fall. So how the Sthita Prajna saves himself? Then in 64th stanza we see Ragatve sabhiyuktaistu Vishayanindri aischaran Atma basair vidheyatma Prashadamadhigacchati. Raga means attachment. Dvesha is aversion. Now aversion means strong dislike for something. Attachment is strong liking for something. So raga, dvesa, viyuktaistu, free from both raga and dvesha, both. Vishayan, objects of the senses, indriya, by the senses. While using, means while remaining in the world of objects, the Sthita Prajna uses his own sense organs in order to move away from raga and dvesha. Not that he has run away to the Himalayas. He is very much in this world, but he has now learned how to use his own mind and sense organs in order to remain away from raga and dvesha. Atma Basai, controlling one's mind. Vidheyatma, one who controls the mind. Then what he receives? Prashadam, the grace of Lord. Adhigacchati means attains. So one who controls the mind and is free from attachment as well as aversion, means likings also, dislike also. Then while using the objects of the world, while remaining in this world, okay, and then he attains the grace of God. God gives prasada to such a person who, even in spite of living in this world, one who learns how to control his mind and sense organs and remain away from attachment as well as aversion. Then we say that, okay, from attachment we want to stay away. Why aversion? Aversion also means disliking, strong hatred, disliking for something or somebody. That is negative attachment. In aversion of the object of our or person of our hatred keeps on coming to our mind. I don't like that person. By thinking of him, by seeing him, repeatedly it comes. How I am going to take revenge on him. The revengeful attitude comes and comes and comes. That is negative attitude. It does not allow us to remain peacefully. So attachment, aversion, both affect our mind terribly actually. So when mind is free from both actually and is absorbed in complete devotion in God, so then one receives the grace of God, prasada God gives actually, and he experiences divine bliss. Mind does not any longer gets attracted towards the sense objects, neither have any aversion also. So even while remaining amidst them also, because his mind is fixed in a higher goal, he knows the Swarupa of the Lord, he knows the self Swarupa, and he concentrates on that and he gets the joy. So one doesn't have to run away from this world to go to the higher level. Remain here, and once we understand the real happiness and joy is in a higher goal of my life, once I see that Lord and realize and I see the God in the world among everybody, then I start serving the people. I start doing a lot of things and happily, joyfully. I don't have any attraction for earning more and enjoying my life. So I lead a very nice life, and that is Chitapragya's Lakshana. Remaining in this world but moving away from aversion and attachment by controlling the mind and the sense organs. So then, prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyo pajayate prasanna chetaso yasu buddhi parja batisthate. So when one feels inside happiness and joy, that bliss, that ananda, when it comes, then all his miseries are lost. All his miseries are lost. Hanirasyo pajayate sarva dukkhanam, all miseries they go away, and then that person becomes prasanna chitta, always remains happy. Then that karma yogi buddhi, it comes. He sees the Lord in the whole world and he takes up the action, selfless action. That is karma yoga. So karma yoga, he does that. So all that means his mind comes from everywhere and he concentrates only on the Lord. This is 65th sloka. So thus we understand that when we control our mind, how we go to a higher level and we remain happy. So tomorrow again we will discuss the last part of the qualities of the Sthita Prajna, and we are going to end it. Thank you. Hari Om.